Hello malt mates, welcome to the Whiskey Bothy, welcome to review number 1139, X for extras, extra opinion, extra experience, extra content. And I'm giving you some extra experience with this video because I have just reviewed this, which for many of you, most of you actually, is completely unfamiliar and you do not recognise the brand. It's Holyrood Distillery in Edinburgh. It's a new distillery and it's a boutique or artisan craft distillery, and they experiment and they don't have a core range and they innovate and they create, etc. And you may be wondering, hey Ralphie, I know the distillery is probably worth visiting, but if I'm in Edinburgh and I don't have the time because I'm in some of these whiskey bars, would it be a good idea to buy a bottle of this because it's made in Edinburgh? And my answer would be, location is never a reason to buy any bottling which you may perceive as relating to where you visited. Don't do it. Do not buy with too much sentimentality, because the problem is quite simple, and this is affecting the whiskey industry big time now, and they're not quite sure how to deal with it. And I'm really talking about the passive consumer side of the business rather than the proactive, engaged whiskey enthusiast like yourself, because you happen to be watching this video. Let's put this aside out the way. You see, there's a certain amount of forensics involved with whiskey. And for those passive consumers who do not do any forensics, what they do is they have a repeat experience. And that is, even as their palate starts to grow more familiar to the taste of whiskey, they're not liking it because they're getting bored of the sanitised, chill-filtered, industrialised, marketing-led delivery of some brands which are a shadow of the glory that they used to be. Fortunately, for those of us more informed, particularly amongst the independent bottlers, we actually get to taste some of these official bottlings as unofficially bottled, and we're just gobsmacked, shocked at not just how different the flavour is, although it's a recognisable difference. You can tangibly see the family familiarity of a single malt in particular. But it's the fact that a little bit higher strength naturally delivered just transforms a whiskey into something far more dynamic, far more engaging, and far more satisfying, enjoying to our palate. And this creates a situation where we want to buy more whiskey sooner to repeat the positivity of that experience. Whilst on the other side of the swing, you've got the passive consumer that is literally thinking, it's just, it's a little bit meh. I mean, it's all right. I mean, I don't remember it from last time because had ice in it, I was swigging it, and then someone put some Coca-Cola in it, and that was it. But this time they're having it a wee bit neater, they're having it in a smaller glass, and they're thinking, no, it's not for me. No. I think I'll go on a health kick. I think I'll start consuming anabolic steroids instead. And then, of course, I've got the perfect excuse never to consume alcohol and embarrass myself on social media in a public place of socialisation. Huge challenge to a big section of the whiskey industry, this. And I honestly don't know how they're going to navigate it. I suspect with difficulty. I also suspect that they're going to increasingly introduce zero alcohol spirits. Yeah, I can hear you. I can see you shaking your head and I can hear you having a laugh. Yeah, it is a thing. Zero alcohol spirits. in which alcohol is removed from the spirit, but the price remains the same, and the producers rub their hands because the extra engineering that they've invested in, the extra equipment in the bottling plant to remove the alcohol whilst retaining quite a lot of the flavour, well, a reasonable amount of the flavour, is rewarded by the fact that they do not have to pay customs and excise duty on the alcohol anymore. But if they can keep the price up at expectation prices, and if they can persuade people to drink non-alcoholic whiskey at 40, 50, 60 pounds a bottle, well, they're on to a winner. At the moment, we've got the spirit drink kind of interface. White and Mackay have done it. Diageo have done it. I believe with J&B. And you have this spirit drink, which is about 20% alcohol. And it's basically pre-watered down for you. Particularly for an inexperienced palate, it makes it more acceptable. It kind of appears sort of goth cool, alt cool, right? And unfortunately, young people being gullible, because young people tend to go for it, they're quite happy. They don't think too much about the fact that they're paying a massive premium for a non-alcoholic, basically a cordial, because the alcohol's gone, and yet the price, certainly in bars, is still high. You notice this with Guinness Zero, virtually alcohol free, and it's virtually the same price as alcohol Guinness. And this summer I've watched a lot of people drinking Guinness Zero, or whatever they're calling it, it's got its cool, it's got its kind of statement that it makes. But for the rest of us, when we have a good whiskey, we want to follow up with another good whiskey. So we've left the passive consumer behind. And the key to our success is being proactive. I recommend that every time you go online and you see a whiskey and it looks, oh, everybody's talking about it, it's the new 15-year-old Laphroaig or the cask strength 10-year-old Ardbeg, or the new 14-year-old Arran, all of which are competent whiskies which are not the same as the old versions. Period. They're not. And this is a real challenge to the industry, because the whisky enthusiast develops what's called the timeline. 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years. And frankly starts to know too much. And even with knowing too much, this forensic approach to buying whisky becomes even more forensic. And at this point, you meet a group of people, the enthusiasts, who are basically whisky snipers. Have you heard of the whisky snipers? You won't find them in the books. You'll find them in online commentary. You'll find them participating in online commentary. What they do, if they have a network, an extensive network, they may even pay a premium to be the first to know if a particularly banger independent bottling gets dropped into retailers, and which retailers get first delivery. Seriously, this is what the whisky snipers are doing. They are a breed. Bless them. I know why they're doing it. It's a strategy, and frankly, it kind of works. But say for example, just an illustrative example. There's about a big retailer. They bring in about 4 or 5 new whiskies 3 or 4 times a week, and they're putting them up for sale. And people are looking at the whiskies saying, should it or shouldn't I? And they're saying, official bottling, what's the price? Is it £80 for a non-age statement? No sale. Is it £60 for a 10-year-old? Yeah. Is it 46% and genuinely non-chill filtered rather than being fake non-chill filtered? Right, I'm interested. I'd like to buy that. And this is the way it goes. But see these independent bottlings. Independent bottlers put out a batch of 7 or 8 whiskies, frequently single cask, at a time. They allocate them to the small independent retailers because small independent retailers sell them faster and then pay the distillery, the independent bottler, faster than the big stores, which can be a bit sluggish because things go through the accounts department, and you've always got someone in the accounts department who loves and feels empowered like a little fascist dictator because they withhold payments for as long as they possibly can, which at times becomes a very significant problem for cash flow in distilleries. This is why independent bottlers and small distilleries build up a good rapport with the small high street independent retailers. And the more the small high street independent retailers play ball with their suppliers and are clearly proactively on side with the brands, the better the relationship and the more exciting the whisky, the higher the allocation of whisky. This is why I recommend, wherever you are, build up a good rapport with your small specialist independent whisky seller. Now, a word of caution. If you're in the United States, you may find that there are a good few guys who run as passion projects profitable and very well stocked liquor stores. But there's others, and they're just chancers. And this is the feedback I get loud and clear from my American subscribers on Patreon, because it's all part of the conversation we all need to have and need to be aware of. So the snipers are in there. Oh, Thompson Brothers. It's an 18-year-old Clynelish. People are going, oh, 18, Clynelish. That's before they strip the wax out. That's that age statement. So they've still got the wax in it. Should I buy it? It's the Thompson Brothers. It's kind of pricey, but it's not too expensive. And it's the Thompson Brothers. Oh, what should I do? Who do I phone? Who do I speak to? Now, the snipers will go straight onto Sniper site, Sniper HQ, and they're told, just tasted it, banger. Bought 5 bottles, be quick. And then literally within 24 hours, the retailers are popping up the little symbol, sold out. We are seeing more and more and more of this. And we will continue to see more of this. There are the extra banger bottles in amongst the banger lineup from independent bottlers. And I guarantee you, see independent whisky festivals, the big question that the whisky fans are asking over the table as the pour takes place is, what are your plans for the rest of the year? What are you bottling? When it will be released? Can you keep me informed? Can you text me? Can someone text me? I need to know. I want to do my sniping. Yeah, and you've got super snipers. We're seeing the appearance of super snipers. Super snipers go in with their helpers and they buy up as much as they can, and then they sell it on to their subscribers at a 10 to 15% markup. But it's done subtly. It's done discreetly. You see, they're not selling liquor. They're selling a collectible bottle. Not a bottle of liquor, a collectible bottle. And the premium is purely for the brief storage charge. This is what you get, folks. This is a new landscape in whisky. My conclusion to this is, when you walk into a shop, be sure to speak to the staff and ask for their pointers. If you've got any experience, you'll quickly know when they're bullshitting you. If they've got any experience, they'll know you're genuine and they won't bullshit you. Secondly, get in your mobile device. If you see a bottle, check the distillery. Does it appear in the online Scotch Whisky Awards? You want to know this. It's important to know this. Is it a higher rated distillery? Do they do more stuff in-house on location? Do they have fair and square charges? Do they consistently bottle 46% unchill filtered and above without ever passing their whisky through a chill filtration machine in an industrial bottling plant? Forensics. I wish you luck. Even a little bit of research will take you a long, long way. And furthermore, the more you discuss it with staff in whisky shops, the more they will discuss it in turn with the bottlers, with the distilleries, and give a calibre and quality of feedback that the distilleries could never buy from a formal orthodox consultant. Cheers.